Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here, and this is going to be a response to Metal Ron, his 300 subscribers contest. Um, First and foremost, let me say congratulations on 300 subs. Definitely proud to be one of those. And tough questions, man. you know, really good contest questions this time. It definitely made me think and kind of have to go back in the memory bank and connect things. So yeah, I mean, it took a little bit of effort you know, to come up with the answer to the question. So really, really good stuff. Great stuff you came up with. But so yeah, that's totally great. And one of the things I really like about you and your channel in general is, well, actually, let me start off by kind of putting it this way. You know, I was a huge fan of that metal show. I used to love watching it all the time. It was so great, and they had all these different segments and stuff like that. But one of the things that used to always just kind of get under my skin is when they would go to like the throwdown. They might be comparing two albums, and like which one was more classic, this or that or whatever. And what's his name? I forgot the other comedian with the big pork chop sideburns. Um, anyway, I'm having a brain fart, so it's in my mind right now. But it used to always get on my nerves because I cannot remember the number of times where he would describe an album where he's talking about the first time I heard this, and he would always go into some type of reference of like when I heard that it was like the gates of hell were opening up, and then this was just like blah, like trying to be dramatic about how good of a metal album it was. And it always just kind of made me think, why do you always have to associate evil and the devil and hell and all that with metal? And it's just one of those things that's always got under my skin because much like Metal Ron, you can bump it loud and you can headbang and you can rock it out, but you don't have to do it with an evil heart. You can actually do it for just the enjoyment of music and the energy and the fun, and all of that good stuff. So that's one of the things that I really like most about you and your channel is the fact that it's always nice to know people and meet people, which there's plenty of in the VC, that kind of understand the difference of enjoying the music that they enjoy and not letting it have to lead some stereotypical life in some certain direction. So I absolutely love that, love it to death. So yeah, man, love your channel, love what you do, and wanted to just kind of jump in and do a response to your contest. So now you said we can kind of get creative a little bit. So on a couple of these I did. So it may not be a perfect fit into what you're looking to do, but I think it was still hopefully within the spirit of what you were looking to do. So the first question was show some band names with biblical references. So that would be this bunch right here. So I'll start off with one that everyone has kind of used, and instead of just pulling an album, I just decided to pull kind of the one set here. So Genesis, that's one that I think most people are going to use to some degree because that's probably one of the most obvious. But this is the 1970-1975 box set, early stuff with Gabriel and all of that. So I won't go into a lot of detail because again, a lot of people have shown Genesis stuff and have spoken about it, and everyone kind of knows Genesis. But so that's one. Okay, on a couple others here. Of course, another one that we've seen a few times. But here's Exodus. All right. It's a shovel-headed kill machine. So this is one I don't think I've seen a few people show a couple of Exodus albums. I don't think anyone has shown this one. So I thought that would be something a little bit different to share. But Exodus just, good thrash. I'm sure again you guys are probably very familiar with that. The next one I came up here with is Bush. And I thought this album cover, between the visual and the name, you have Burning Bush. So that's a biblical reference. And of course this is Razor Blades. Razor Blade Suitcase, actually. What year was this? I don't remember. But was this the first album I discovered? I don't know. But yeah, great classic songs on here like Swallowed and Cold Contagious. Kind of some of that very typical 90s stuff that was fantastic. So that's Burning Bush. And then the last one here, he who spares the rod hates his child. So we're going to go with the rods as another nice reference here. And for those maybe that aren't quite familiar with the rods, I mean, I don't know them inside and out or anything like that, but I definitely like their stuff. Definitely a good mixture of kind of that classic hard rock with metal elements in it. And I think what's his name? And don't quote me on this, but he was Dio's cousin, or somehow they're related. You can actually see they look alike. Both two little short dudes that kind of almost look exactly alike. But so yeah, definitely check them out if you're not familiar with the Rods. All right, so those are band names with biblical references, album titles with biblical references. Again, getting a little bit creative on these here, but patience is better than pride. I think that's is that Ecclesiastics, I think? Don't quote me on that either. But so I went with, Sade's Stronger Than Pride. Because patience is stronger than pride, because it's better than pride. So, again, that's one to kind of play with it, to get to an album with a biblical reference. So yeah, and I mean, this of course is the album that has, of course, a strong "Love is Stronger Than Pride" is the title of the track on the song, which again, I equate love with patience. So patience is stronger than pride, and you can kind of associate that with that title. And yeah, just another really good album. Yeah, this is one I actually need my replacement stack, because my cover's a little bit rough with the stickers that they put on there, and you try to take them off, and it really drives me crazy. But anyway, so that's one there. Another album title, biblical reference. You have Aretha Franklin, and this is titled Amazing Grace. So that's pretty straightforward. Queen of Soul doing her thing more on the gospel side. And then for the third one, and this was kind of funny too, because when I was thinking about this and I'm going through and thinking and flipping through some stacks and then just trying to remember songs and all of that, and it didn't even occur to me, go to your gospel section. I'm sure you'll find plenty there with biblical references and album titles. So I had to go pick at least one out of there, and it's my favorite gospel album of all time. Sorry, the light's kind of not too good this morning here, but Willie Neal Johnson and the Gospel Keynotes, and this is Rise Again. My favorite gospel album. I love every song on this from front to back, and every song on this from front to back is amazing. Love it, love it, love it. And this is one of those ones that goes back to my childhood, where my mom used to have the 8-track, and I used to play that all the time, and just fell in love with this album at an early age. Matter of fact, and I know I've told this story again in the past, but it's always worth repeating. This was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. My mother, gave me a birthday present, I think it was. And what she had done was she was cleaning out some stuff, and she found that 8-track. And she went and kind of cleaned it up and everything, and put it in a little gift bag, and gave me the 8-track as a birthday present, which was really awesome. The exact copy that I used to play when I was a kid. So that was really cool. But so of course here the album title was a biblical reference, which is Rise Again. So that's a great gospel album, an amazing gospel album. So now let's move on to 3 songs that are biblical references. Again, I'm doing so here by title and sometimes by subject matter, so kind of combining the two. So we'll start off with the first here, which is my girl, Diana Krall. And this is The Girl in the Other Room. And I'm going with the song Temptation off of this. So, Diana Krall, not smooth jazz, but jazz vocalist. Beautiful voice, just does incredible things. And actually, I was really excited because I saw the other day she has a new album that just came out. So any of you that are fans of hers, make sure you check that out. I think it's called Turn Up the Quiet, I think is the name of it. But like it just came out, so I cannot wait to get that one in my collection here as well. But yeah, so Temptation by Diana Krall. The next one I'm going to go with, again, songs with biblical references. Going to go off of Raphael Saadiq's album here, which is The Way I See It. And the song I'm going to go with is Sometimes, which is an absolute great song. But the title is not necessarily as much of a biblical reference as kind of what he's singing about in the song. And there's kind of a part within the first verse where he talks about you know, the just kind of the goodness of family and the power of the spiritual nature that was within his family. And I think the line kind of goes something like that's why he loved Sunday mornings even when it was cold, because there was always something good stirring, or there was always something stirring that was good for my soul. And just talking about, you know, going to church and being with his family and the love of family and all that. So from a subject matter, a very strong biblical reference there. And a really good album too. And for those of you maybe that don't know him by name, he used to be the lead singer of Tony, Tony, Tony. You know, remember It Feels Good and Our Anniversary and all those classic R&B songs. And then Curtis Mayfield, No Place Like America Today. And again, talk about a song with a biblical reference. How about the song Jesus? You know, can't get much more biblical of a reference than that. Fantastic song too, and that really is a gospel song thrown right in the middle of a great R&B album. So, and I've mentioned before, this is probably it is my favorite Curtis Mayfield album. Just a awesome piece of work by him. And last but not least, and I haven't seen everyone's video, so I don't know if anyone else showed this, but Metallica. You talk about songs with biblical references, the song Creeping Death. And I'm assuming most people probably know that, but just in case there's some that don't, you know, when you talk about, you know, Moses and Pharaoh and, you know, being in captivity all those years and let my people go, or I'm going to send the plagues and, you know, river to blood and all that type of stuff. Well, that's what Creeping Death is about. And there was the one plague, if you will, where the firstborn in every household was going to die unless you put a certain marking on your door that protected your firstborn. And that's kind of what killed Pharaoh's firstborn son. Again, kind of that plague. And the song Creeping Death, that's what Creeping Death is that plague coming in to take the firstborn. So, yeah, in case you didn't know that, I'm sure a lot of you probably did, since considering how popular this album is and how big a hit that song was. But yeah, I think that's really, really cool that Metallica was able to tell that story in a awesome kind of way. So, so very, very cool there. All right. So anyway, there you go, VC. There you go, Metal Ron. Again, man, congratulations on the 300 subs. And we'll look forward to seeing what other very thinking, challenging set of questions you're going to come up with for your 500 subscribers contest. Because like I said, that was really good stuff, man. Once I got past Creeping Death, I really had to start to think about, again, where to go and what to pick out. So, really, really good stuff, man. Congratulations. And as always, VC, we will talk to you soon.